Namaskar. Today's session is going to be very interesting. Why? Because we are going to take a very important topic in Vedic astrology. We are going to talk about Saade Saati today. A period of 7.5 years in our life that is very unique, that has a power to change the complete course of our life. The period of these 7.5 years brings lots of challenges and it has the power to transform our life completely. Who is working with the Saade Saati? Planet Saturn. So, in our last video, we discussed about Saturn. I hope if you have not seen that, you can go through that video as well, so that you can understand what is the energy of a Saturn. Then only you will be able to relate with Saade Saati. So let's come back to the point. Saade Saati is a word which you will not find any kind of a translation in English. Why? Because this is purely a Vedic astrology terminology, and this is a concept of Vedic astrology. There is no such concept in the Western astrology, so they also talk about this term as Saade Saati only. This period of 7.5 years is so unique that sometimes the people, they are terrified with the name of this word itself. When we talk about Saade Saati, the first thought or the first image that comes inside us is, oh, it's a tough time. It's a time of devastation. Lot of struggles going on, lot of obstacles in life, lots of sorrows and griefs. This is how we relate Saade Saati. But today we are going to talk about Saade Saati in a very different aspect. We will try to understand why this period of 7.5 years so important, that so much of weightage is given to it in astrology. How you can utilize this time to succeed. How you can utilize this time beautifully to fulfill your desires. Yes, you heard right. This is a duration which can help your soul to grow, which can give the fulfillment of your desires. This is a time of examination. Have you ever seen that when you sit in any examination, so many people are sitting in that competition or exam, but few people, they are able to get very good marks, some average and some fail. Simply, it is about how you have worked for the examination, how hard you have worked, what kind of objective you had set during the examination, what was your planning, what was your management, how you were working to crack that problem. If you are intelligent enough to deal with that competitive energy, you can crack any kind of exam. And definitely, after the result is coming, you will feel as victorious. Same is with Saade Saati as well. Let's try to understand it in a more simplified way. First, you should know what is actually the motive of Saade Saati. Who is the controller of this 7.5 years? And which all planets are involved? Saade Saati is actually related with Moon and Saturn. We call Chandrama and Shani. As you all know that Moon is a very soft planet, while Saturn is a very harsh planet. Moon is a very fast moving planet and Saturn is a very slow moving planet. For example, Moon takes 2.5 days to move through one zodiac, whereas Saturn takes 2.5 years to cross the same zodiac. So now you can imagine what is the difference in the speed of the two: 2.5 days and 2.5 years. That is a difference in the energy of Saturn. There is no compatibility of the energies of the two. They are almost opposite. Moon is a very vivacious planet. It is a very soft energy. It is a very loving energy. But Saturn is a very harsh energy. It is a very matured planet. It is a slow moving planet. It believes in dedication, determination, patience. But with Moon, patience is very difficult. It wants a result very fast. And Saturn is not interested in fast results. So now you can imagine, if Saturn and Moon, they are working together, it's going to be a very typical kind of a time during our lifetime. You have developed some karma in the past life, and you have brought that report card of past life into this birth. Your soul has taken birth to mature, to grow on earth as a human, and you are lucky enough to get a birth of a human, because this is regarded as a superior most species on the planet Earth. Now, why this soul is coming to the earth to grow? Because in the soul world, it doesn't have so much of opportunities for growth. It doesn't have so much of distinctions in these situations. So the growth is very slow in the other world, or you can say in the soul world. So most of the time, soul decides to incarnate on earth as human and take those challenges and obstacles, take those learnings to grow further. And why does it want to grow further? Because it wants to get back to the original source, the eternal soul, and it cannot go back to its eternal soul until and unless it has learned each and every lesson it has to. Here comes the role of the Saturn. When you incarnate on earth, you have a baggage of karma. You have taken birth in the previous birth as well. You might have done many kind of good deeds, many kind of wrong deeds. So every kind of karma is coming as a baggage in this life as well. To understand Saade Saati, you have to understand your soul. You have to understand that soul is here to work on certain agendas, to fulfill certain responsibilities, to learn something that it can grow further. Now Saturn is taking a very close microscopic observation on you. What are you doing, how you are doing, and how you are dealing with the circumstances. Saturn is a teacher in this birth for every one of us. But remember, Saturn is not an easygoing teacher. It's a very, very strict teacher. It believes that do your duties seriously. Be a dedicated person. Be a hard worker. Learn maturity. So it wants to teach you many things depending upon what kind of energy Saturn is holding in your birth chart, where it is placed in your birth chart. You will understand what is your learning in this birth, because what is my learning will be different from yours, because we are two different souls. Your learning will be different from your family members, because everybody has got their unique kind of a journey from the past lives. You are here to learn something else. I'm here to learn something else. But whatever we are here for, Saturn is going to take care of you also and me as well, and of everyone. What you have to do You should not be afraid of Saade Saati. Rather, you should be thankful that God has given you this opportunity, that now is the time you can prove that yes, you are learning. Because after your Sadesati is over, you're going to get the fruits of your karma. It's a kind of an examination, and after that you will get a report card. So why wait for Sadesati to punish you? Prevention is better than cure. From the day one, why don't we work in the best and the right direction so that when the examination comes, we are able to succeed. You don't have to face problems. Why don't you work in the right way throughout your life so that when your final examination is coming, you come out as a winner? Saturn as a teacher is a strict one. It will make sure that there is no cheating. It will make sure that you learn properly. If you are fulfilling its principles and you are working well as per the Saturn's demand, believe me, it can make you the king of this world. But if you are working against the will of Saturn, if you are working against what it is trying to teach you, you are not listening to him, you are not obeying what your teacher has to tell you, then that teacher as a Saturn is going to punish you like anything. And that punishment is also for your good. It will punish you so that after getting the punishment, maybe you will understand what was your mistake. But unfortunately, most of us don't understand our mistake even after punishments. We just repeat, we keep doing wrong things again and again. And then we blame our Sadesati, that we are being destroyed in Sadesati. Saturn has completely ruined my life. My dear, Saturn is not ruining your life. It is you who is ruining your life because you're not understanding what the universe is trying to tell you. You are not understanding that as a soul, you have certain purpose. You are so much entangled in this physical material world that you have forgotten your soul as well. That is the point which you have to understand. Now, let's be more clear. How does a Saturn as a teacher works? First thing, it wants you to take good care of your physical body. This is a demand of everybody's Saturn. Why? Because soul has incarnated, is using this physical body as a vessel to fulfill its life process, to fulfill its learning in the birth time. And if the vessel of the soul is destroyed, then the journey of the soul will stop in this life. That time is going to waste. What all it had to learn, it will not be able to learn and grow further. Then you can understand how, what kind of feeling your soul will go through. So this vessel, this physical body is very important for your soul. And Saturn wants to tell you that please take care of your physical body. Keep the hygiene in a proper way. Please take care of your physical body. Keep your body healthy, neat and clean. Maintain the hygiene. Give a proper food and the nutrients to this physical body so that good health can be maintained. Saturn doesn't want you to eat something which is not good for you. So, taking bath daily, wearing neat and clean clothes, combing your hairs, keeping the hairs in a proper way, eating good, eating fresh, and eating vegetation is what Saturn wants. If your topography is not allowing a vegetation to grow, in that case, you can take non-veg food. But if your topography is allowing the vegetation to grow, then it's your duty to go for vegetation diet. Because Saturn is watching over you, what you are doing. You are eating non-veg just because of your taste, your luxury. It is not your necessity. But if you are living in a place where vegetation is restricted, then non-vegetarian is your necessity and you are free to take. Then Saturn is not going to disturb you for that. Saturn wants restrict your drinking habits. If you're taking any kind of sedative, especially alcohol, please restrict it. Why? Because after consuming alcohol, most of the people, they lose their senses and they don't know what they're doing. After consuming alcohol, some people, they commit wrong deeds, and for which they are even unaware, and they have to pay the consequences later on, because after all, it was done by them. Saturn is definitely going to punish you. So if you can take care of your emotions, of your mental health, even after consuming alcohol, that is a different thing. But if you are a person who loses control after consuming alcohol or any kind of sedative, please restrict your consumption. Your emotions are being tested at the time of Saade Saati. How will they be tested? They are tested through various kinds of up and downs in the situations of your life that can disturb your emotional level. So if you keep your moon balanced, your emotions balanced, then passing through that examination will not be tough for you. There are certain other remedies which we will be talking later in this video. If you're going through Sadesati, what all you can do through astrology remedies to lessen the side effects of Sadesati period. But before that, there are so many things to understand. There are so many clarities you should have about this 7.5 years. Saturn wants restrict your drinking habits. If you're taking any kind of sedative, especially alcohol, please restrict it. Why? Because after consuming alcohol, most of the people, they lose their senses and they don't know what they're doing. They sometimes, after consuming alcohol, some people, they commit wrong. After consuming alcohol, some people, they commit wrong deeds, and for which they are even unaware, and they have to pay the consequences later on, because after all, it was done by them. Saturn is definitely going to punish you. So if you can take care of your emotions, of your mental health, even after consuming alcohol, that is a different thing. But if you are a person who loses control after consuming alcohol or any kind of sedative, please restrict your consumption, because dealing of Saturn will not be easy for you. Saturn works on Moon. Saturn is a very harsh planet. Moon is a very soft planet. Moon is an emotion. Your emotions are being tested at the time of Saade Saati. How will they be tested? They are tested through various kinds of up and downs in the situations of your life that can disturb your emotional level. So if you keep your moon balanced, your emotions balanced, then passing through that examination will not be tough for you. There are certain other remedies which we will be talking later in this video. If you're going through Saade Saati, what all you can do through astrology remedies to lessen the side effects of Saade Saati period. But before that, there are so many things to understand. There are so many clarities you should have about this 7.5 years. If you don't know when your period will start, then we can try to make you understand. Look for an ascendant birth chart, a chart which is known as your Lagna chart or ascendant chart. And watch out, where is Moon? Planet Moon sitting in the house. Saade Saati will start when Saturn in transit will enter one house prior to the house of Moon sitting. That means, suppose Moon is sitting in house number 1, that is, it is sitting in your ascendant. So in the transit, when Saturn will enter the 12th house, a house which is one house prior to the first house, your Saade Saati will start. This Saade Saati period, also known as a period which is divided into 3 phases. Each of the phase is of 2.5 years. 2.5 years are given when Saturn is sitting one house prior to the Moon. Then 2.5 years when Saturn sits in the house where Moon is present in your natal chart. And next 2.5 years, one house next to the Moon house. So each house has a duration of 2.5 years. And the most important, which we call as Dhaya, is the 2.5 years when Saturn will transit over your natal Moon. That period is going to be the most toughest for those people only who are not working as per the requirements or as per the guidelines of the Saturn. All those who are working against the principles of Saturn, they are definitely going to face a lot of struggles in the period of Saade Saati, that they will not be able to gather that much of energy to fight back again. But if you are respecting Saturn throughout your life and you are walking with the principles of Saturn, then you will feel a struggle during Saade Saati, but side by side you will be getting the good result, and by this time Saade Saati finishes, you will get lots and lots of good results. And some people are very much astonished that why the Saade Saati is not disturbing this person. It disturbed me a lot. Just because, watch out the activities of that person and yours as well. Then compare. Maybe you worked against the principles of Saturn and that person is working hand in hand with the principles of Saturn. Let me make very clear what is Saturn demanding from you. It doesn't like laziness. It wants you to be a hard worker. It wants you to be a very determined kind of a person. To get the most benefits of Saade Saati, we must be very clear in our mind that what is that Saturn wants to teach. Saturn wants to teach us humanity, being humble to those who are lower to us. Arrogance is not the kind of energy Saturn approves. It is humbleness and humanity. So, whenever you find anybody in lower position than yours, the serving people, do help them as much as you can. Do donate them as much as you can. Make them feel happy. Don't make them feel as if you are very high and they are very low. No, it is not a part of humbleness. Second thing, what Saturn is trying to teach you: dedication, determination, hard work. He loves justice. He's a very justified planet. So Saturn asks you also to be very justified. Do not do any kind of injustice to anybody in this world. He's watching you with the microscopic eyes. You cannot run away from his observation. Don't think you can cheat Saturn. You cannot. You are so small in front of that energy. You're just a soul who is sitting in the school where Saturn is the principal. Then next thing Saturn wants to teach you is patience. Why patience? Because it believes that with patience, dedication and hard work, you achieve what you want. If you are a hard worker but you want fast results, then also Saturn is not happy with you. Saturn will try to teach you that, okay, you're working hard, okay, you are a dedicated person, but learn some patience. You will get the fruits at the right time. But Moon is a very fast planet. Moon wants fastness. This is here the opposite kind of energy. When they meet, they create a lot of struggles in life. It's a lot of emotional stress is going on when Sadesati is going on, especially Taya. Person is like going mad. What is happening in my life? Why this is happening? Whatever I'm doing, things are getting delayed, things are getting obstructed. Always one or the other kind of problems come in a way. Yes, because Saturn is trying to teach you how to work with patience, how to work with perfection. Don't be in a hurry, because when you work anything in a hurry, there are chances that you will miss certain things, certain important aspects. So have patience and work dedicatedly. You will find many people heartbreaks during Sadesati. They are being cheated by their partners or emotional stress. Why? Because if you are not being cheated, if you are not being heartbroken, you will not go toward the spiritual love, because you will be completely focused on emotions. Saturn wants to teach you ki, look, emotions are okay. Because you are on earth, you require emotions. But that is not the end. There is something else beyond the emotional love, and you have to find that also. Because once you move towards an spiritual love, the love for the entire universe, then there is no looking back. Moving to that level, your soul will grow. Your soul will be happy because it is growing through this process. So even any kind of emotional stress going on during Sadesati, please try to understand why that is happening. What is that Saturn is trying to teach you? If you take this kind of thought process, believe me, there is a lot and a lot you can gain from Sadesati. You can be a winner through this period only, because this 7.5 years of life is so important that some of you will not even get the second chance in this birth to go through this exam, and you will miss the golden opportunity. Some of you might get this chance again, but that too after the 30 years of span, and 30 years is a lot. So why don't you try to learn more and more from the first Sadesati you get in life? I hope you are getting the point what I am trying to tell you, and you will be benefited with this if you understand the energy of Sadesati. this is all about right now we're talking today. In our upcoming videos, we will be talking about Saade Saati in different houses so that you can also relate that how Saade Saati will work for you. In case you have any kind of suggestions or you want to know something else, you can text as a comment in the comment box. And stay tuned because we are coming up with very soon with more important and interesting topics. Thank you.